So we are all aware of the changes which have come to Instagram recently. And do you know what? If you're not, don't worry, I've got so many videos that you can watch. I'll link to one of them up there where I explain it. But with the platform changing so much, we have to also know that the way to grow on the platform is changing with it. Like, things are changing, things are evolving, right? So that's what this video, in fact, 2 videos, I'm breaking it into 2 parts because my analytics tells me that you prefer shorter videos. So I'm just gonna do a 2-part series, why not? In these 2 videos, I'm gonna be breaking down the new way to grow on Instagram, okay? Because things have changed. I've only had this channel for 1 year and the tactics and growth strategies that I used before are different now. So I wanna break them down and make sure that you are fully aware of the new way to grow on Instagram. Okay, so in order for us to grow on any social networking platform, we need to understand how we get in front of our audience, right? That is the essence of any growth strategy or tactic you've ever heard. It's all about how you're going to get in front of your audience. Previously, the best way to get in front of your audience on Instagram was to use a hashtag, like any old hashtag. Do you remember back in the day, people could just use a celebrity's name as a hashtag and get like 1,000 followers? Wild. So previously, you could just use a hashtag. The other way of getting in front of your audience was to get on the Explore page. And then the final way to get on your audience previously was to get on their notifications tab. So to like half their photos and then they'd appear, you know, on their notifications tab, and maybe that's how they see your account. By no means am I saying that these methods never work anymore. I'm just saying that these methods have evolved, and alongside that evolution, there have also been some new methods which have come into play. And those new methods are Instagram search is a way for you to get in front of a new audience. Appearing on people's home feeds by getting featured on other people's accounts. Appearing on people's home feeds just by being promoted by Instagram. And that is an algorithm thing, which I'm going to talk more about in part 2. That's like a newer feature, which is blowing my mind at the minute. But essentially, that's how we used to grow and how we're now starting to grow on Instagram, right? So for part 1 of this video, I'm going to focus on how you now get on the Explore page, how you can utilize search to grow, and I'm going to focus on how you can grow by getting featured on other people's accounts. And then I'm going to tackle those other 3 elements in part 2. If you get done with this video and you're like, I need more info, obviously I've got loads of videos already, but I also have a ton of free resources in the description of this video, which I really recommend you check out. Okay, so let's start off by talking about the Explore page, right? The Explore page has been around for a really long time, but there is a new, more updated way to increase your chances of getting on the Explore page. So let's first give an overview of the Explore page for anyone who's not familiar with it already. The Explore page is the area of your Instagram which is dedicated to showing content from people who you don't already follow. The whole purpose of the Explore page is Instagram's way of allowing you to discover new creators and just find something new, right? Which is why if you head to your Explore page and you search for the content, you'll notice that majority of that content is from people who you don't follow already, because Instagram is showing you it because they think you'll like it and they want you to find something new. It's also worth noting that everyone's Explore page is different and is very much tailored to you and your interests. And how Instagram does that is by watching you and how you interact with other content. And if it noticed that you follow a lot of fashion accounts, you like a lot of fashion content, then guess what? Your Explore page is going to be full of fashion content. Like my Explore page is full of, well, actually mine varies depending on my account. I might actually show you, I think I've done this before in another video, but I want to show you just so you can see. So you'll see here that on my Instagram account, it is mostly like graphics and stuff like that. However, if I went to my Orange Collective account and went on the search page, what you're going to see is loads of travel content, food and stuff like that, because that's what our niches are. That's what we interact with on that page. And then when you go to my homepage, you're seeing a lot of nails because I'm always getting nail art on my nails. So I'm always looking for inspiration. And you'll also see a bit of like pop culture, but you'll see like some hair stuff and a lot of home things. Like I'm really into like interior design and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of home stuff as well. So that's an example of how all of my Explore pages are different and how you'll notice that your Explore page will look different to someone else's. Right, so let's talk about the method for getting on the Explore page in this day and age. The main way for you to get the Explore page, or your best chance of getting the Explore page, is to create a reel. That's right, kids. I'm talking about reels again. We all know that reels were super big. I mean, they're still super big, but a few months ago, they were like blowing up, and now they've kind of declined a bit and they've balanced out, but they're still your best chance of getting on the Explore page. And I'll tell you why. The algorithm which powers reels, because everything on Instagram has a different algorithm. If you didn't know that, I've probably just blown your mind. But the algorithm, sorry, side note, I do have a masterclass on decoding the algorithm, which will be live again soon. So you can register for that via the link in my description if you need more information. But the algorithm which powers Reels is very similar to the one which powers the Explore page, because its main focus is to share reels with people who don't already follow the creator, right? And that's similar to the explore page. So because those two algorithms are similar, it means that they kind of work hand in hand. And when you create a reel, there's a far bigger chance that the algorithm which powers the reels, but also which powers the explore page, are going to work together and ensure that that reel actually gets on your explore page. It doesn't mean you can't get on the explore page with other formats, of course you can, but if we're talking about the easiest way to grow in this day and age, it is to create a reel, because that is your biggest chance of getting on the explore page. Now, a mistake that you might be making when it comes to getting on the explore page in this day and age is that you might be sleeping on engagement. One thing which you need to know when it comes to the explore page and the algorithm which powers the explore page is that one of the signals the algorithm is looking for is how quickly people are engaging with your content. So timeliness is a factor there. The algorithm is looking at how quickly people are engaging with your content, because if you're getting a lot of engagement within the first, 3-4 hours or something, that's a really strong signal to that algorithm that that is a really popular post. And that signal is what's going to help you get on the explore page. Now, why is this relevant when it comes to engagement and the mistakes you might be making? The more you engage with others, the more likely they are to engage with you. And I can go into there's so many technical reasons why this is the case, but I have to catch myself here because otherwise I'm going to be talking about this for about 4 hours. But in a nutshell, give to receive. So if you are engaging with other people's content, when you post, there's a bigger chance that they're going to engage with yours. And as I've just said, the more engagement you get when you post, the more likely you are to appear on the explore page. That is a mistake that you might be making, but also that's a tip for you as well. I feel like I need to pick up the pace. I feel like I'm taking too long already. I have been filming for 4 hours already today. Not YouTube content. I've been filming content for my membership club called the Creators Club. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a game-changing membership club which I've designed for content creators who want to consistently work with brands and grow their online presence. I'll put a link in the description if you want further info. But I've been filming for that all morning, which means I've been doing masterclasses, which means I'm currently over-explaining and going into too much detail. And I need to remember this is YouTube and you don't have 2 hours spare. So let's get to it. Pick up the pace. Search. Right, so if we give an overview of what search is for whoever doesn't know what search is yet. Instagram search is basically the functionality which allows people to search keywords and find content related to those keywords. So I'll put a screen recording up as well. I always use the same screen recording whenever I'm explaining what search is, but let me get it up so you can see what I mean. So I'm gonna actually type in one of these suggestions that the search bar is telling me. So it just said latte. I'm gonna type in latte and see what comes up. Here we go. So as a result of me typing in the keyword latte, Instagram search has decided that this is the best, most relevant latte content for me to see. It's really making me want a coffee and I don't have any coffee at home, so I really wish I never searched this. You know, you live and you learn. A tea will have to do. But as you can see, it's showing me a bunch of content related to lattes. That is what Instagram search is, okay? And Instagram search is fairly new. It's been around for majority of this year, but only recently have they really stepped up their game and really tried to improve it and push it to people. And you should know, if you don't know already, that when Instagram are doing something new, you got to get on it, okay? Because that is usually your best chance to really leverage this new feature before anyone really knows about it. So my top method for utilizing Instagram search is to start getting really strategic with the keywords that you're including in your captions. So all of that content what just appeared about lattes, I bet you money that that caption for those posts was just absolutely loaded with coffee and latte related keywords, right? And because that caption had so many great keywords in there in relation to latte, it meant that when I searched for latte, their posts appeared, right? So that's how they managed to leverage search to get at the top of that feed and get in front of a new audience, a new warm audience. If you want more info on search, I have a whole video which is basically about Search 101. Now, a mistake that you might be making when it comes to utilizing search to grow in this day and age is that you might be sleeping on search a bit, because the thing is with search is that it's very hard to measure. There's nowhere on Instagram where it will show you how much reach or impressions you got as a result of appearing under search. It doesn't exist yet. I do strongly believe that it will exist soon. It will be a new feature of their insights, but at the moment it doesn't exist. So people often ignore it because there's no way of them actually confirming that they're getting impressions from search, right? And that can convince people to not put enough effort into it. Don't be that person, because what will happen is that Instagram will make it possible for you to see how many impressions you're getting from search, and then everyone will be all over it, right? Make the most of it now before everyone else knows. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to be talking about in this video is all around getting featured on people's home feeds. So you remember at the start of the video, I spoke about how imperative it was for us to think about how we get in front of our audience when we're trying to figure out how to grow, okay? And one of the best ways to get in front of our audience is to elbow our way in front of them. and to basically get on someone else's profile, which will allow us to appear in front of all of their followers, right? That's how you elbow your way in front of your audience and therefore grow your account. So two things I want to say in regards to the method for this. One is I want to flag that Instagram does have a new-ish feature. It is still pretty new, which is a collaboration feature, which essentially allows you to create a post with someone else and that post will appear on both of your channels. Super, super powerful feature. I've been seeing so many people using it and I think it's super impressive because it combines all of the engagement you get from both of your channels under one post, right? Which means you're going to get huge engagement. It's going to really help you rank higher on the algorithm and potentially on the explore page. So it's a great, great feature. The other thing I want to say in regards to the method and how you actually go around this is you need to just spend some time identifying accounts which are similar to yours, or more importantly, which have a similar audience to yours. Reach out to them and just blag your way into getting a collab. Sometimes one of the most easiest ways is to do a live because it doesn't require you to necessarily create a piece of content together. So if you notice that there's someone who has a similar audience to you and who loves the live feature, just say, hey, can I jump on a live with you one day? I'll interview you. Because what that does is it gives you exposure to their whole audience and them exposure to yours. So if your audiences are aligned, then, you know, double whammy, you're both going to grow as a result of it. So that's a really great tactic that people are using to grow in this day and age. And whilst it's not completely new, features like the collaboration tool are new, which is allowing just collaborations and this tactic to become a lot easier and more effective. Okay, so that concludes today's video, but in next week's video, I'm going to be talking about the new way to be utilizing hashtags, your notification tab as well, and a brand new shiny feature, which is all about how you get featured on people's home feed using the algorithm. So that's an exciting one. So if you're interested in watching that video, I recommend subscribing to me if you haven't already, and also turning on notifications so that you don't miss out on that opportunity. If you want to hang around and carry on watching a few more videos, I recommend checking out this one. It's all about outdated Instagram advice and tactics that I don't believe you should be following anymore. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.